What's up, everyone? Welcome to this day in Philly Sports History for November 19th, 2023. I'm your host, Jim Montgomery. Welcome to a Sunday edition, a non-Eagles football Sunday edition. These are the worst. I hate Monday night games, especially coming out of the bye. All I want to do is watch some Eagles football. And I can't because I got to wait now for tomorrow. So it looks like back to the yard to clean up what last little bit of leaves we have. But that's such is life. Good day yesterday. Finished up soccer for both kids for the season. Great season for both of them. Awesome coaches, awesome people. Had a chance to go to Thatcher's, one of the families on his team, had a little party, get together for everybody, got to hang out and see them in a non-soccer sideline environment. So that was always nice. But we are now on to the next sport. Basketball starts in just a couple weeks. So got Thanksgiving and then boom, right back into it. But looking forward to basketball, but a good soccer season for them. Just wanted to give a shout out to his and her, both coaches, all the families, for a great season. All right, let's start with recapping the question of the day. And yesterday we said, is the way this season playing out, is it the last dance for the process? And everybody was 50-50, right down the middle. Some people said, yes, it's do or die. This is it for the process. While others said, no, the future is bright. I'm going to take a different stance. I'm going to say it's right in the middle. I think for me, sort of once James Harden left, I think that kind of last season was sort of the end of the process for me. And I've said this before. To me, the process, yes, it would have been nice to have won a championship by now, which was the original goal. Still, it's not out of the question. The window is still open because of the way they maneuvered and the trades they made. But to me, the process is about getting the team to respectability. And I think being able to bring in and trade for Jimmy Butler, even though we weren't able to keep him, having Harden come in and being able to sort of parlay and move all of those things, I think they're a respectable team. Now players want to come to the Sixers, and we're seeing that. And now that they were able to somehow maneuver and get out of the shadow of James Harden, I think they're set up for at least the next couple of years, while Joe's still in his prime, of making at least one more run. And to me, that's what the process was. So I think in that respect, because if you think back of how dreadful those teams were leading into the beginning of the process, and just how frustrating it was to be a 7, 8, 9, 10 seed every year, I think the fact that they are a consistent playoff team, the fact that they are now in a position to add some key pieces moving forward and make a run, I think that was the outcome of the process. But I know that's kind of a cop-out answer, but I've always thought, to me, the process was getting them back to being a respectable team, which they are now. So I do think they have a window of a couple years here where they are able to do it. But that's just me. But thank you for everyone who came out and voted, sent me text messages, DMs, whatever. We're every day we're getting more and more people participating in this, so keep it going. We will have a question of the day in a little bit. Quick housekeeping note: be sure to check out the latest Back to the Future. Did a thing on an episode on the Frankfurt Yellow Jackets. That is available wherever you get your podcasts, as well as on YouTube. Back to the Future with a PH. And I'll go a little bit out of order and do my Philly Goat ad now. Be sure to check them out. Great selection, great place to do your holiday shopping. I was wearing the Mega John at soccer and even into the party yesterday. I got so many compliments on it. So if you want one, go to phillygoat.com. Use the promo code Jim Montgomery, 10% off your order. Get your Mega John shirt. They have Tyrese Maxey stuff. Just a wide selection of Eagles, Phillies, Union. Don't forget about the Union. They're still out there. They play next weekend. But go to phillygoat.com. Buy some Christmas gear for everyone in your family. Use the promo code Jim Montgomery for 10% off of your order. That's phillygoat.com. Okay, good win for the Flyers yesterday. 4-3 in overtime over the defending champion Vegas Golden Knights. Sean Couturier had a goal and assist. I'll get it out. A goal and an assist. Owen Trippett had a goal and an assist, and Travis Sanheim had 2 assists. Carter Hart was magnificent, 28 saves. And one thing, and as I'm kind of I mentioned before, I'm trying to get more into the Flyers this year. Watching them, they've been getting off to hot starts in their wins. They're 9-1 when they score first, 9-2 when they lead after the first period, and they lead the NHL in 24 first period goals. So they've been getting those hot starts. Won't take them long today. They're in action again today down at the Wells Fargo Center against the Columbus Blue Jackets, looking to make it now 5 in a row, I believe it would be for them. So good win for the Flyers. Let's hope they can keep this win streak going. And again, who knows? Maybe they can put together a quiet little run and do something spectacular. I mean, the fact that this is a rebuilding year and they're playing so well, we'll take it. It doesn't matter if they're ahead of schedule. Sixers up in Brooklyn for a matinee against the Nets. I covered kind of what I thought about the process. Ben Simmons, speaking of the process, shockingly is out today for the Nets. Good interconference game for the Sixers to take advantage of. Would not be surprised if we see Joe sit out today. I know there was a lot of talk last week, but he was questionable with hip soreness. But he played in both of those tournament games because it seems like it means a lot to some of these guys. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see him sit out his first game of the season today against a depleted Brooklyn team. But we'll see. Looking to keep that winning streak going for the Sixers. Speaking of car shopping, I told you about CarCan. Like, it's great. My kids love it. Like, they're asking for another one for the other side of the seat. They're putting their trash in. Go to carcan.com. Wide selection of other car organizations things. The CarCan is the trash can. But they have stuff for your trunk, stuff for your glove compartment, cup holders, just a bunch of just help keep your car organized. A lot of people travel and spend a lot of time in their car for work. Get you set up and organized for, especially if you're in a sales job. Go to carcan.com. Use the promo code Jim Montgomery 20 off, all one word, for 20% off your order. Makes a great Christmas gift for those people in your office. And also, I mentioned this the other day, if you're a Uber or a Lyft driver, it's the perfect thing. You can write it off, I'm sure, as a business expense. Go to carcan.com. Use the promo code Jim Montgomery 20 off for 20% off of your order. All right, there is no Eagles game today, but Cam Jurgens was officially activated off the IR, which is huge. I keep talking about this. Couple that with Jalen Hurts not wearing the knee sleeve, and I think we're going to be able to open up the running game, which they're going to need. Bradley Roby's playing, which is going to be key to helping stop Travis Kelce. KC is only missing Nick Bolton, who's on IR. So it's going to be it should be both teams relatively healthy and a good game. More on my breakdown as well as our pick tomorrow. But no Eagles football. Check out my buddies over at Clashing Conferences. I know we've been talking about it. I hung out with them last week. Great episode this week, getting ready for the big KC Eagles game. And as you can expect, nobody's giving the Eagles a shot. So go to Clashing Conferences, wherever you get your podcasts, as well as on YouTube. All right, today we're going to go back to 1978. And on this day, the Eagles beat the Giants up in the Meadowlands 19-17. You might know this game better by the name Miracle of the Meadowlands. That's right, it's the anniversary of the Miracle of the Meadowlands 45 years ago. The Giants led 17-12, had the ball with under 2 minutes left. All they had to do was run out the clock. The rules back then, though, were slightly different, where the quarterback just couldn't take the ball and immediately kneel down. So a lot of times what they would do is they would take the snap, take a couple steps back, and then just roll to the ground. Excuse me. Well, the first time the Giants did this, Bill Berge came up and shoved the center, Jim Clark, into Joe Pisarcik, who was the quarterback, to try to get him to knock off the ball or fumble the ball. So the offensive coordinator for the Giants didn't want Pisarcik to get hurt, so he called a running play. And it was supposed to go to Larry Csonka, and everybody in the Giants huddle was like, no. And Larry Csonka's like, don't give me the ball. I'm not taking it. Well, I don't know if Pisarcik didn't hear it. Something happened. They were arguing in the huddle, causing the play clock obviously to run down. So everything was rushed. Clark saw the play clock, snapped the ball before Pisarcik was ready. He did grab it, but he jacked up his nail where it was bleeding. So he went to turn. Csonka wasn't ready. The ball hit off of Csonka's hip, fell on the ground. Herman Edwards picked it up, took it 26 yards for the touchdown, and the improbable win for the Eagles. That propelled them and kind of kept them going. They would end up making the playoffs as a wild card that year. First time back in the playoffs in a long time under Dick Vermeil. They would lose to the Falcons 14-13 in that wild card game, but as we know, the progression was the Eagles ultimately ended up getting to the Super Bowl a couple years later. The Giants just went into a tailspin until they ended up hiring Bill Parcells. But on this day, back in 1978, the Eagles beat the Giants 19-17 in what became better known as the Miracle of the Meadowlands. Now, over the years, there have been two other plays that have been called Miracle of the Meadowlands 2 and Miracle of the Meadowlands 3. You had Brian Westbrook's punt return. I believe that it was in 2000. It was either 2002 or 2003 where he took the punt up the sideline and beat the Giants. And then you had Deshaun Jackson's when Michael Vick led that amazing comeback. For some reason, the Giants punted, and he returned the punt for a touchdown with no time remaining to win the game. So that leads us to today's question of the day. 3 amazing plays, 3 miracles of the Meadowlands. Which one is the best? So be sure to let me know. Was it Herman Edwards, Brian Westbrook, or Deshaun Jackson? Go wherever you're watching, listening to this, leave a comment. Hit me up on the social media, Twitter and TikTok, Jimbo_Mott. Instagram at Philly Jimbo. If you're friends with me on Facebook, leave a comment there. Text message me, whatever. It's supposed to be a clear day. Send me a smoke signal. Whatever you have to do, get that vote in. Which Miracle of the Meadowlands is the best? Was it Herm? Was it B West? Or was it D Jack? Let me know your thoughts. Finally, today, we're going to end with our Philly most disappointing athlete for today. We're going to go to hockey today in honor of the Flyers being hot. And today it's Glen Seabrooke, a center, who was drafted number 21 overall in 1985. He did play 10 games to start his career in the 86-87 season with the Flyers. Had 5 points in 10 games as a 19-year-old, but then was sent back to the AHL. Got called up for a few games the next year. 88-89, got called up for a few more games, was sent back down to the AHL, suffered a serious shoulder injury down there, had surgery that was unsuccessful, actually, and ended his career. Ultimately, he ended up suing the Flyers, saying that they rushed his rehab and didn't do it right, and that's what caused permanent damage and ended his career. He actually was awarded $5.5 million for that. Making matters worse, they picked him at number 21. At number 27 and number 28 in that draft were 2 Hall of Famers the Flyers could have had that could have helped that team get over the hump. Joe Nieuwendyk and Mike Richter, both NHL or Pro Hockey Hall of Famers. Actually, I think it's just the Hockey Hall of Fame. But either way, the Flyers took Glen Seabrooke, who ended up hurting his shoulder, had unsuccessful surgery, and then the Flyers team doctors completely screwed it up and just messed up his career, ended up winning his lawsuit. But today's Philly sports most disappointing athlete is Glen Seabrooke, center for the Flyers. All right, be sure to let me know your answer to the question today. Which Miracle of the Meadowlands was the best? All of them were key to those Eagles seasons in different ways, so I'm anxious to see which way this goes. Like I said, this is the 45th anniversary of the Miracle of the Meadowlands. Hard to believe that it's been that long. I was not alive for it. However, just hearing my dad, uncles, and my grandparents all talk about how just amazing it was. And really, it did change the rule that and the way teams sort of set up their victory formations almost. before they did it, like when Pisarcik did the fumble, he actually just basically was like a normal offensive formation. Now, if you notice, they get everybody in tight and they have a guy back deep, 2 guys there, just in case there's a fumble. And they actually did change the rule in 1987 to allow the quarterback just to kneel. So now there's really, when they go into victory formation, there's really nothing you can do. And it all stems from this day up in the Meadowlands when Pisarcik, Csonka, the Giants offensive coordinator, they all just bungled the entire play. So pretty cool anniversary today. Good luck to the Sixers and Flyers this afternoon as they both play, looking to extend their winning streaks. One more day before Eagles football. One more day. But it's a great day to go do yard work, go do some shopping on Philly Goat and Car Can. Like I said, shout out to Ryan for the Mega John shirt. Everybody loved it, so be sure to go get yours, phillygoat.com. Use that promo code. Be sure to let me know what your question of the day is. Get out and enjoy this beautiful non-Eagles football Sunday. This has been This Day in Philly Sports History. I'm Jim Montgomery, and until next time, I'll see you when I see you.